There is something watching over you right now. Something you cannot see, something you cannot touch, but something that has been with you since the very first breath you took in this world. Have you ever stopped to wonder why you're still here? Why that car missed you by inches on that rainy night years ago? Why you decided to stay home the one evening something terrible happened at the place you were supposed to be? Why certain people who wanted to destroy you ended up destroying themselves instead? These are not accidents. These are not lucky breaks. According to the teachings of Edgar Cayce, one of the most remarkable spiritual voices America has ever known, these moments are evidence of something far greater working behind the scenes of your life. Edgar Cayce spent decades in a state of deep trance, accessing what he called the Akashic Records, a spiritual library containing every thought, every action, and every possibility that has ever existed. Through thousands of readings, he discovered patterns that changed everything we thought we knew about protection, destiny, and the invisible forces that guide human life. He found that certain souls walk through this world surrounded by what can only be described as an invisible shield. Not because they are better than others, not because they pray more or suffer less, but because they carry something inside them that the universe needs delivered. They are protected not for their own sake, but for the sake of what they came here to do. Today, we are going to explore 9 secret signs that reveal whether you are one of these guarded souls. These signs are not about making you feel special or chosen above others. They are about helping you recognize a truth that has been following you your entire life. A truth that explains the unexplainable moments, the near misses, the strange feelings that saved you when nothing else could. If you have ever felt that something unseen was looking out for you, this message is going to confirm what your heart has known all along. The first sign is that danger seems to step aside when you approach. Think back through your life and count the moments when disaster was certain, yet somehow you walked away untouched. Maybe you were supposed to be on that flight that never made it. Maybe you felt a sudden urge to leave a building minutes before something went wrong. Maybe you changed your route home for no reason and later learned there was an accident on your usual path. Once or twice, we call this coincidence. But when it happens again and again throughout your life, when you look back and see a trail of near misses stretching behind you like footprints in the snow, you are seeing the evidence of protection. Cayce taught that souls carrying important missions are literally guided around danger. The universe has invested too much in their journey to let random events cut it short. The second sign lives inside your own body. It is the way your physical self reacts to threats before your mind even knows they exist. You meet someone new and your stomach tightens for no logical reason. You're about to walk into a building and your feet feel heavy, like they do not want to move forward. You feel exhausted after spending time with certain people, as if something was draining the life out of you. This is not anxiety, this is not paranoia. According to Cayce, this is your soul speaking through your flesh, warning you of dangers your eyes cannot see. The body is a sensitive instrument. It picks up energies and intentions that the conscious mind misses completely. When you learn to trust these feelings, you begin to work with your protection instead of against it. The people who ignored these signals in Cayce's readings often walked straight into the trouble they could have avoided. The ones who listened found themselves mysteriously safe, while others around them suffered. The third sign is perhaps the most striking of all. It is what happens to those who try to harm you. Pay attention to the people who have genuinely attempted to hurt you. Not just annoy you or disagree with you, but truly damage your life, your reputation, your peace. What happened to them afterward? In reading after reading, Cayce observed a pattern that seemed almost supernatural. Those who attacked protected souls experienced immediate reversals in their own lives. The boss who tried to destroy someone's career found himself fired within months. The friend who spread vicious lies was exposed in an even bigger scandal. The partner who planned betrayal saw their schemes collapse around them. This is not revenge. This is not karma in the simple sense we usually mean. Cayce described it as a mirror effect. Protected souls carry a kind of spiritual shield that reflects negative energy back to its source. Anyone who throws darkness at them ends up catching their own darkness instead. If you look back at the people who tried to bring you down and notice that life brought them down instead, you are seeing your protection at work. The fourth sign appears in the realm of resources and money. Protected souls often report a strange phenomenon. They are rarely wealthy, rarely comfortable in the traditional sense. But somehow, when they need something for their true purpose, it appears. The exact amount shows up at the exact moment. A forgotten refund arrives that week rent is due. A small opportunity opens that covers exactly what was needed, nothing more, nothing less. Cayce explained that the universe provides for mission, not for luxury. If you're being protected, your genuine needs will be met in ways that seem almost magical. Not your wants, not your fantasies, but your real needs for continuing the work you came here to do. The woman who needs supplies for her healing practice finds an unexpected check in the mail. The teacher who needs books for her students receives a surprise donation. The money is never excessive. It is always precise. This is the universe saying, I will give you what you need to keep going, because what you're doing matters. The fifth sign reveals itself in the strange way your mistakes seem to fix themselves. We all make wrong choices. We all take paths that seem to lead nowhere. But for protected souls, these errors have a peculiar habit of transforming into exactly what was needed. You take the wrong job, and it leads you to meet the person who changes your life. You trust the wrong friend, and the betrayal pushes you toward your true community. You make a decision that looks like a disaster, and somehow it positions you perfectly for what comes next. Cayce called this divine course correction. It is as if invisible hands are constantly adjusting your path, taking your mistakes and weaving them into your destiny. This does not mean protected souls never suffer the consequences of their choices. They do. But even in suffering, something guides the outcome toward growth rather than destruction. If you look at your biggest mistakes and realize they somehow became your greatest teachers, your protection has been working all along. The sixth sign shows up in your relationships, specifically in who stays and who goes. Have you noticed that certain people simply cannot remain in your life no matter how hard you try to keep them? Toxic friends drift away for no clear reason. Manipulative partners lose interest and leave. Harmful influences get transferred, relocated, or simply disappear from your reality. At first this can feel like rejection or failure, but Cayce revealed something remarkable in his readings. Protected souls vibrate at a frequency that becomes uncomfortable for those who would harm their mission. Negative people literally cannot stand to be near them for long. It is not that the protected soul pushes them away consciously. It is that their energy field creates a kind of spiritual incompatibility with darkness. If harmful people keep removing themselves from your life without you having to fight them, your protection is clearing your path. The seventh sign manifests in your physical health in ways that doctors cannot explain. You recover from illness faster than expected. You survive accidents that should have left permanent damage. You heal in time frames that make medical professionals scratch their heads. This is not about being invincible or never getting sick. Protected souls face health challenges like everyone else, but there is resilience in their bodies that seems to defy normal patterns. Cayce spoke of what he called mission maintenance. The body of a protected soul is kept functional because that body is needed to complete important work. A man in one reading survived 4 industrial accidents that should have killed him. Cayce explained that this man was documenting safety violations that would eventually save thousands of lives. His body was preserved because his testimony was essential. If your health has surprised you with its stubborn refusal to give up, consider what your survival might be making possible. The 8th sign comes to you in sleep. Protected souls often receive warnings through their dreams. Not vague symbolic messages that require interpretation, but specific, clear alerts about dangers that have not happened yet. You dream about a problem with your car, and the next day you discover the mechanic finds exactly that issue. You see a friend in trouble in your dream and wake to learn they need your help. You feel uneasy about a place in your sleep and later discover something was wrong there. Cayce taught that during sleep, the soul has access to information that the waking mind cannot reach. For protected souls, this access becomes a communication channel. Warnings arrive in dream form, giving them time to prepare or avoid what is coming. If your dreams have ever saved you from something real, you have been receiving messages from your protection. The 9th and final sign is perhaps the most mysterious. It is the sudden arrival of knowledge you have no way of knowing. In critical moments, something inside you simply knows what to do. The right words come out of your mouth before you think them. The correct decision becomes obvious, even though you have never faced this situation before. You act with certainty that surprises even yourself, and later you realize that certainty saved you or someone else. Cayce described this as temporary connection with higher intelligence. In moments of true need, protected souls can access wisdom beyond their own experience. A nurse in his readings reported knowing exactly how to save a patient in a crisis she had never trained for. A mother knew precisely where to find her lost child without any logical clues. The knowledge downloads in an instant and disappears just as quickly, leaving only the results behind. If you have ever known something impossible in a critical moment, your protection was speaking directly through you. Now I want to pause here and say something from my heart to yours. If you have made it this far in this message, it is not by accident. Something in these words is resonating with your spirit. Something is being confirmed that you have suspected for a long time. I do not ask you to subscribe or like this video because it helps the channel grow, though it does. I ask you because this kind of content needs to find others like you. There are people out there right now who are confused about their close calls. People who feel guilty for surviving what others did not. People who sense they are protected but have no one to tell them it is real. When you engage with this message, when you share your own story in the comments, you become part of a chain of awakening. Your words might be the exact words someone else needs to read tonight. So if this has touched something inside you, if you recognize these signs in your own journey, leave a mark here. Subscribe if you want to keep walking this path together. Comment with your story if you feel called to share. Not for numbers, not for algorithms, but for the beautiful community of souls who are discovering their purpose together. Understanding that you are protected is only the beginning. The deeper question, the one that truly matters, is what you do with this knowledge once you have it. Edgar Cayce was very clear on this point. Protection is not a gift given freely without expectation. It is an investment made by the spiritual realm in souls who carries something needed for the evolution of humanity. If you recognize these 9 signs in your life, you are not being told that you are special in a way that elevates you above others. You are being told that you are responsible in a way that calls you to serve others. Every day you wake up protected is a day you owe something to the world. Not out of guilt or obligation, but out of recognition that your survival has meaning. The universe did not bring you through all those dangers, all those close calls, all those impossible recoveries, just so you could live a comfortable life and think only of yourself. It brought you through because there is work waiting for you. There are people who need what only you can give. There are words only you can speak. There are acts of kindness only you can perform because of where your unique path has taken you. Cayce often reminded those who came to him that protection comes with a clock. It is not permanent. It is not unconditional. The shield around your life exists as long as your mission requires it. When your purpose is complete, when you have delivered what you came to deliver, the protection completes as well. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to focus you. Every protective day is a day with tasks to accomplish. Every morning you open your eyes is another opportunity to align with the reason you are being kept safe. The ones who waste their protection, who take it for granted, who use their survival only for selfish gain. Those souls often find their circumstances changing in unexpected ways. Not as punishment, but as redirection. The universe is efficient. It does not preserve what is not being used. So, what does it mean to honor your protection? It means paying attention to the nudges of your intuition and following them, even when they do not make logical sense. It means looking for opportunities to help others, especially those who are going through struggles you yourself have survived. It means sharing your story, your lessons, your hard-won wisdom with anyone who might benefit from hearing it. It means recognizing that your presence in certain places at certain times is not coincidence, but assignment. The person you encourage on their worst day might be someone whose mission is connected to yours. The small act of kindness you offer might ripple outward in ways you will never see, but that the universe tracks carefully. Your protection is not just about you surviving. It is about all the lives your survival makes possible. There is a beautiful teaching in the Cayce readings about what he called the law of service. It states simply that what we give to others returns to us multiplied. The protected soul, who uses their safety to create safety for others, amplifies their own protection. The one who hoards their blessings, who hides behind their shield without extending help to those who have none, that soul slowly weakens the very protection they cling to. This is not mystical punishment. It is spiritual physics. Energy that moves creates more energy. Energy that stagnates eventually fades. If you want your protection to remain strong, keep it flowing through acts of love and service. Become a channel rather than a container. Let the grace that guards you pour through you into the lives of everyone you touch. As we close this message together, I want to speak to you one more time from the deepest part of my heart. What we have shared here today is not entertainment. It is not content created to fill time or generate views. This is a conversation between souls about matters that truly shape our lives. If you have felt something stir within you during these words, that stirring is significant. It is your own spirit recognizing truth. I would be honored if you would subscribe to this channel so we can continue exploring these teachings together. Not because I need followers, but because I believe we are building something meaningful here. A community of seekers, of protected souls discovering their purpose, of ordinary people recognizing the extraordinary forces at work in their lives. I also want to invite you to share your story in the comments below. Tell me about your close call. Tell me about the moment you knew something unseen was watching over you. Tell me about the danger that stepped aside, or the knowledge that arrived exactly when you needed it. Your story might be the one that helps someone else finally understand their own journey. And if you have ideas for future messages, topics you want explored, questions you have been carrying, please share those too. This channel grows not from my ideas alone, but from the collective wisdom of everyone who gathers here. We are walking this path together, learning from each other, lifting each other higher with every step. You are protected. You have always been protected. Now you know why. The question that remains is simple but profound. What will you do with the life that has been so carefully preserved? What will you create with the time you have been given? What will you offer to the world that is waiting for exactly what you carry? The invisible force that guards you is real. Your mission is real. And every day you have left is an opportunity to make it all worthwhile. Go forward knowing you're watched over. Go forward knowing you matter. Go forward and do the beautiful work your soul came here to do.